now joined by Colonials Head Coach Charlie Buscaglia as Robert Morris falls to St. Francis 70-55. Charlie, your team made two big runs at the Red Flash in the second half, but a big first half. You couldn't overcome it.
Well, we sleptwalked into that game, and that's not acceptable. I mean, passion is one of our biggest words that we always are talking about. Unity and passion, and at the end of the day, that had nothing to do with that at all. I mean, we just didn't want the ball. We didn't want to take care of the ball. We didn't have any accountability, and that's what happens. You know, when you get a team that just smells blood like that, and you know you come out with that kind of effort and lack of leadership and all that, then that's going to happen. And you know, we have to learn from this experience. We have to learn from this experience and know that it wasn't X's and O's out there that was beating us. It was the ability to go out there and to compete 100% and go after and do the things that we've been doing continually and steadily, and we didn't do that today.
What went on in the locker room at halftime that may have turned your team around and gave you a little bit of an extra gas pedal headed into the second half?
You know, at that point, it wasn't about me giving a great speech. It wasn't about me going out there and trying to motivate anybody to play. I mean, I got seniors out there, and I got players out there that have been through, conference tournaments and championships and NCAA tournaments, and they should know what it feels like to be, totally unprepared to come out there mentally and to play, and that's player-driven. You know, you're never going to win a championship. You're never going to win a playoff game. You're never going to win a regular season game. You're never going to win an exhibition game. You're never going to win any of that unless you have player-driven players that go out there and want to go out there and perform. And when things aren't going so well, they recognize it and they're ready to make an adjustment on the court to their teammates. We didn't have that today. We didn't have anybody, getting in that huddle and making sure that this wasn't going to start. And, it went on for too long, and I used all my timeouts trying to help them and trying to get them going. But at the end of the day, they got to take that on themselves now, and they got to respond from it.
70-55, the final score as Robert Morris falls to St. Francis Red Flash here at the Sewell Center. Adam Gusky joined by Colonials Head Coach Charlie Buscaglia. Charlie, in the second half, Anna Nikki Stammelamprou found an offense she didn't have in the first half.
Yeah, she was part of in the first half, part of the whole situation where she wasn't going at the speed and the pace, and St. Francis plays a little bit differently. They're the type of team that they don't play any man to man, and when they get down the court, they get into their man, but they press out of it, and then they match up with whoever they have, and we got to be on an attack mindset, and as we were on an attack mindset, and neither was Anna. And then in the second half, as it turned around, she woke up some and started playing like the player she could have been. And I was proud of her for coming back because she did twist her ankle. She was willing to go, so that meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me that she wanted to go back out there and play through it because she wanted to be there for her team. So a lot of this stuff is mental, and we got to overcome those mental lapses, and we got to grow up fast here because we're in the middle of a conference season.
We haven't talked about Megan Smith a lot, but she continues to be very consistent.
And Megan, is the type of player that she's going to play hard. Megan plays hard. And with Megan, it's just, obviously focusing in and staying under control all the time and doing what she can do, and she stretches the defense and goes in and out. She does that for us. And she's always going to play hard, though. So that's one thing that with Megan is that she's 100% in it to play hard, and she gave that effort early on. She wasn't one of the ones that was, sleepwalking into that game. She wanted to go, and, she continues to do that. Hopefully that leadership role will come for her.
We saw some moments today, some flashes on why Jalen Burton-Jones is a Division I player.
Jalen's the type of player that she's got to keep getting her motor better, and because when she has, energy and she's rested, she makes nice plays. She's just got to be able to go for longer, and we're working on that. We're working on that because the ability for her to create, and she has a great, when that floor was opened up there for her, she was very comfortable with dropping it off or finishing and stuff like that. So with her, it's just her motor and just continuing to push through, getting tired and being able to play, more than just a limited role that she has right now. She's going to have to extend her role by being able to go out there and to go up and down and have that motor to continue to play at that level she can.
You've got the Bryant Bulldogs coming into the Sewell Center this upcoming Saturday, a team that always plays your team tough, regardless of whether they win or lose. It's always a tough basketball game against Bryant.
Bryant is always a competitive team, and Coach Burke has always got her team playing 100%, and we know it's always going to be a dogfight. No matter what they're doing, when I watch them on video, I'll be able to see what they're doing now and stuff. I haven't really focused much on them at all, but we'll see what they're doing. But we always expect a fight. Being back home doesn't guarantee anything, and that's what happened here today. Also, we come back home and we think being home is automatically going to make you play better, make you shoot better. We went on the road and we won a game last game, not because of any other reason, because we outworked them. You got to outwork them here. You got to outwork them on the road. And when Bryant comes in here, we better be ready to work, or we're going to have another bad result.
Hopefully we talk to you after win on Saturday against the Bryant Bulldogs.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
Again, your final score, 70-55. Robert Morris falls to the St. Francis Red Flash here at the Sewell Center. Justin Piles and I will be on the call for you as the Colonials take on the Bryant Bulldogs this Saturday here at the Sewell Center. Tip-off at 1 o'clock. For Justin, I'm Adam. We'll talk to you then.